Sixth graders, here we go. Part 3 of your Citizens of the World activity. Okay, so by now you've picked your country, you've explored the geography, you've turned those two things in, and I have given you credit for them in half. If not, you might want to start there first before going on to part 3. Okay, so part 3 is going to be about government. So think back to everything we learned in government. Okay, what types of governments were there? Okay. Who was in charge of those types of governments? How did the people interact with the government? And how did the government interact with people? Where did laws come from? How did the laws affect people? And what were the philosophies of the government? What were they based on? Think back to ancient China. Okay, we talked about Taoism, Confucianism, legalism. Okay, we talked about different types of stuff, different types of government, democracy, oligarchy, tyranny, monarchy. If you don't remember what those were, check back in your notes. All right, let's look at our slides. It's going to be a very similar format to what you did before, but there's a few changes, and we're going to talk through them as we get to them. Okay. No spoilers. No spoilers. I don't want to know what's coming. Well, you do, but it's good anyway. Okay, first slide. Same thing. Read all the slides first. If you have any questions, be sure that you ask me, but make sure that the answer isn't in the slide already and that you've watched this video and that there's no, the answers aren't already in this video. Okay, so slide 1, pretty much the same. The dates are there. You're going to be working Monday through Thursday on this. So those are the suggested dates. If you do 1 slide a day, you're good. The 4th slide is optional again. Okay, so let's take a look. The next slide brings us to the schedule, and you'll see this week's is highlighted in black. Again, start Monday on the first slide of questions, finish up on Thursday, and then turn it in on Thursday when you're done so I can give you credit and hack for it, okay? If you don't finish by Thursday, make sure you email me when you do finish so I can change the I in hack to the points you earned, okay? It's going to be worth the same amount of points. Rubric is exactly the same for this one, except now we're just looking and focusing on government. So let's take a look at the next slide. You're going to see the resources are exactly the same. Hopefully, knock on wood, all of the links are fixed. They should be. No one kind of got to me last week after that first little day and said, hey, can you help me here? So the links should be fixed. Make sure you're using the IDs and the passwords. Okay. You'll notice we took away morgue files and put Britannica images in there now. That should work. The CIA site should be working now too. So everything here should be working. Use these sites only. If for some reason you can't find what you're looking for, email me before you go anywhere else. That way we don't have to worry about you citing anything because we know where you got the information. If you go outside of these 3 sites, then you're going to have to cite and then we're going to have to talk. So please email me first before you go to any sites. Okay, anything other than those 3. Rubric is the same. It's still worth 9 points. We're looking at understanding, questioning, and notes. Okay. Each slide is worth 1 point per each section. Okay. So each slide is worth 1 point understanding, 1 point with the questioning, and 1 point with notes. It's worth a total of 9 points. Okay. Most of you did really well last week, so it's not going to be a problem this week. So let's take a look at some changes. First change that we've added for you is a timer. This is optional. You don't have to use it if you don't want. But if you click on the window, you'll see a link. This will pop up, and it's a 20-minute timer, okay? So that's if you want to pace yourself. We really don't want you, once you've done the quick research, we really don't want you writing in those question things more than 15 to 20 minutes, okay? If you're going longer than that, email us and we'll see what's going on, okay? A half hour, you're still pretty good, all right? 10 minutes, probably not doing enough work. But if you're in that area of 15 to 20 minutes, you're spot on, all right? That's per slide per day, not all together. So then you get to the slide. This first one is you're looking at the image of a flag. Go ahead and Go ahead and copy and paste the image of the flag of your country there. And then is there a story behind the flag? What does the flag represent? Okay. So that's those first two slides. Then you're going to see this is going to be stopped. That's so you know you don't have to finish all the slides on Monday. Stop there if you want. If you do one slide a day, you're going to be in good shape. And it shouldn't take you more than 15 or 20 minutes. You can move on if you want, but then that 15 to 20 minutes doesn't count anymore because then you're going on to more slides. Okay. Next slide you're going to see is another 20-minute thing for the next day. And then the next set of questions. What is the form of the government? Who is the leader of the country? Who's the national leader? Not like small mayors or governor, but who runs the country? And then what are the roles of the citizen in the country? How do they participate in coming up with laws, voting for whoever runs the country, um, voting for representatives, or do they not do that? Okay. That would very much be answered in also that thing the last day of what type of government do they have. So what is the citizen expected to do in the government? Okay. Then you're gonna have another stop saying stop here. You don't have to move forward. Okay. The next day, another 20-minute reminder, 15 to 20 minutes. Click on this. It'll lead to a link to 20-minute timer. This is where you come up with your questions. This is the section where is there anything about government we haven't asked you yet that you think would be very interesting for us to know about your country? Okay, what two things can you think about that we have not asked you about the government of the country that you're doing? Maybe it's got a silly name for the president, or maybe they call their leader something. Maybe it's the great hyena or the magnificent chicken. Whatever you want to put there, two things that you think we need to know about your government of your country that we haven't done. Another stop sign, tell you to stop. You don't have to go on past this day. Another 20-minute thing. And then the last one is that optional slide. This is if you want to do some more research about your country and you want us to know more about it when you do your final project. It's a great place to house those thinking ideas that you have, okay? So the questions we're asking, has the form of government changed in the history of your country? Okay, think about the United States. Before we became a country, we were a colony of a monarchy, and then we changed to a democracy. Has your country changed? What influenced the lands and forms of government? What were the laws and forms of government? What is the philosophy? That's that stuff we think about when we talk about ancient China. What are their governments and their laws based on? What kind of thinking? How did the current government come to power? Were they elected? Did they take over by force? How did they come into power? Okay, this is an optional section. You don't have to do this. When you're done, stop, turn it in. You have nothing more to do until next week, and that's when I will update you on the slide for next week. I bet you can guess what it is, too. Economics. Spoilers, sorry. Okay, so if you have any questions, email me or request a video chat. Remember, there are those Wednesday help sessions between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. They've changed. Look for the Google Hangout in your Google Classroom stream Wednesday morning. I will post it first thing Wednesday morning. We are not using Zoom anymore. Okay, we are going to use Google Hangouts for the meeting. If you finish past the due date on Thursday, the suggested due date, email me and I will change the I in hack. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week. If you need me, email me or request a video chat. Have fun learning about the government. Bye.